Before diving into this story, hit that like button, drop a comment below, and subscribe, because here, every story is a new emotion you won't want to miss. I used to sing to survive, until I realized my music could heal, even those who abandoned me. Carolina grips her guitar tightly as she sings on the corner of the town square. The city rushes by, but anyone who hears her voice slows down. With her eyes closed and soul wide open, she sings as if each note is a scar turned into poetry. The hat in front of her holds only a few coins, but she smiles. Because in that moment, she's not singing for money. She's singing to survive. As she finishes the song, an old man with white hair approaches. "You have the voice of hope, girl," he says. She thanks him with a quiet smile, like someone who carries a heavy past. In her pocket, a crumpled note. "You've got talent, but you need to go further." It's from Louisa, her best friend, who keeps pushing her to record a video and post it online. Carolina hesitates. She's not chasing fame, she's chasing meaning. Her phone vibrates. Unknown number. She answers with the raspy voice of her last song. "Hello?" Pause. "Miss Carolina, this is from Snow Raphael Hospital. Your father, Cesar Andrade, has been admitted. His condition is critical." The world stops. Silence screams. She hangs up without replying, eyes frozen in disbelief. "My father?" she whispers, like naming a ghost. The sky was gray that morning. Little Carolina cried behind the curtain, watching her father pack his suitcase. Her mother begged, "Caesar, she's just a child." But he didn't reply. He just zipped the bag with force. As he walked past his daughter, he lowered his gaze, murmured a "forgive me," and left. That was the last time she saw his face up close. Her mother tried to smile after that, but it never reached her eyes again. She raised Carolina with strength, but sorrow lingered in her gaze. The girl grew up with unanswered questions and songs stuck in her throat. One day, she found an old guitar in the attic. It had belonged to her father. She began to play in secret, as if trying to talk to him through the strings. The first chords were shy, like tears still learning to fall. But little by little, her pain became melody, her longing became lyrics. Music became her way of existing without suffocating. Still, the name Caesar was forbidden in that house. "He's dead to me," her mother would say. Out of respect, Carolina never mentioned him again. But she never forgot the sound of that suitcase slamming shut. Louisa notices something's off. They meet at the cafe after Carolina's street performance. "You look off. What's going on?" she asks gently. Carolina shows her the hospital note. Louisa's eyes widen. "You're going, right?" But Carolina lowers her head. "I don't know if I can." She spends the whole day pretending it doesn't matter. She sings 3 more songs at the square, but misses chords, forgets lyrics. Her father's face haunts every chorus. Back home, she finds his guitar in the closet. For the first time since childhood, she holds it again. An old yellow envelope falls from inside. A photo, her as a baby, smiling in her father's arms. The tears come like a sudden storm. The clock reads 10 p.m. Carolina puts on a simple shirt, ties her hair, and slings the guitar on her back. "I'm not going for him, I'm going for me." She walks to the bus stop with steady steps. The night is silent. And even without knowing what she finds, she feels it. The music is about to change. The hospital smells like disinfectant and painful memories. Carolina walks the halls as if stepping on sacred, dangerous ground. She asks for her father's name at the front desk. The nurse points to a room with a pitying look. She takes a deep breath before touching the doorknob, as if it opened the past itself. Caesar is thin, pale, sleeping among machines. Carolina freezes. He slowly opens his eyes, eyes that once mirrored hers. "You," he murmurs, trying to smile. She hesitates. "It's me. The daughter you left behind." Silence. A silence only broken families understand. She doesn't cry, but she doesn't smile either. She just sits down, leaves the guitar against the wall. I thought you were really dead. He tries to speak, but struggles. I was, inside, he says weakly. Carolina lowers her head, chest heavy with unsaid things. Then maybe there's still time to live a little, if you're brave enough. The next day, she returns, this time with the guitar. She stays silent for half an hour before playing the first note. It's a song she wrote at 12. He listens with quiet tears. I know that harmony. I wrote something like it for your mother once. Carolina swallows hard. The music had reunited them without trying. Caesar says he stopped playing after his wife died. Without her, the notes made no sense. Carolina replies without looking at him, without you, life lost its rhythm. For the first time, he truly apologizes. I ran away because the pain swallowed me whole. But hearing you now, it's like breathing again. In the days that follow, she comes whenever she can. She brings new songs, shows him old compositions. Caesar smiles more. One day, she forgets her guitar, and he asks, "No show today?" She laughs. "What, you charging now?" They laugh together, and something shifts. Affection starts to play shy chords between them. Vinicius is a nurse, but he moves like a poet disguised in a lab coat. Always observant, always kind. He watches Carolina from afar in the early days. Until one day, as she sings to her father, he comments, "Your voice clears the air in this place." She smiles, shy, "And you care like you're healing souls." They connect in silence. During a break, she finds him in the hospital garden playing a small pocket keyboard. "You play?" she asks. "Kinda, only when I'm trying to survive inside." Their eyes meet, saying more than 1,000 songs. That's when an unexpected bond is born, one made of pain and melody. Vinicius shares that he recently lost his mother. She sang too. The house went silent when she left. Carolina, still patching her heart, feels a pure connection there. "Then maybe you'll get this. We don't sing because everything's okay. We sing because it's all we have." And he gets it. Completely. Caesar's sudden improvement gives way to a severe relapse. The doctors warn he might not survive the night. Carolina holds his hand. He's weak, but awake. "Will you do me one last favor?" He whispers, voice barely audible. "Sing that one you wrote, the one about forgiveness." She trembles but nods. She sings softly, seated beside him as the sun sets through the hospital window. Each verse is a reckoning, each chorus a long overdue embrace. Caesar closes his eyes, a tear rolling down. "That is the song of my redemption," he whispers. "I don't deserve it, but thank you for letting me hear it." After the song, he asks her to perform it in the hospital lobby the next day. "There are more people here who need to hear it, not just me." Carolina hesitates. "Sing in front of everyone?" He smiles faintly. "Don't think of it as a performance. Think of it as healing." She grips his hand tighter and decides she will. For him, for her. The next day, she arrives early, eyes swollen but spirit steady. Vinicius finds her in the hallway. "Are you ready?" She answers, "Never have been." And maybe that's exactly why I need to sing. He holds her hand a second longer than necessary. "Go for it, Carolina. This hospital is about to hear love." The lobby is modest but full. Doctors, patients, visitors. Carolina takes a deep breath, steps onto a makeshift platform, picks up her father's guitar, closes her eyes, and sings. Her voice trembles at first, but grows. The lyrics speak of forgiveness, of new beginnings, of finding light in ashes. It's overwhelming. When she finishes, the silence lingers longer than expected. Then a heartfelt applause, like a wave of human warmth. Vinicius smiles with his eyes. Caesar, listening from his room via the hospital broadcast, cries. Because for the first time in a long while, he feels like he was a good father. Days later, Carolina sings at the funeral, with a voice steady and full of longing. She chooses the same song Caesar requested in the hospital. The people listen with open hearts. Many cry. Vinicius is there, beside her. At the end, he holds her hand and whispers, "Your father heard you till the end. Now it's your turn to live." She decides to create a project called Notes of Hope, weekly music in hospitals and nursing homes, bringing art and affection. Vinicius volunteers, and little by little, the two grow closer. He writes with her, plays alongside her, and begins to believe that love can blossom even where deep scars remain. In the final scene, Carolina sings at a new hospital. A little boy holds his grandmother's hand while she plays. The camera pulls back, showing emotional faces touched by the music. Vinicius appears in the background with a soft smile, and a final narration wraps it all. To forgive is to sing the song the other never had the courage to write, and to love is to never have to sing alone again. Sometimes life detunes us. It hurts, divides, silences, and we grow up thinking we'll never find that sound that once made everything vibrate inside. But time holds chords that only reveal themselves to those brave enough to listen. And forgiveness is the first step to hearing the heart's melody again. Carolina could have chosen silence, could have turned her back on the father who left, but she chose to sing. She chose to heal. Because in the end, we are not just what we did wrong. We are also what we survived. And sometimes one single song is all it takes to reconnect everything we thought was lost. Pain, when embraced with love, becomes a bridge. And that bridge can take us to places we didn't even know existed inside us. Vinicius found his melody there too, between one note and another, between a tear and a smile. Because love, when it's real, doesn't need to be perfect. It just needs to be whole. If you also have someone who needs to hear your song, don't wait for the end. Sing now, call now, hug now. The most beautiful sound in life is the one we can still make together. Because an I love you, sung with truth, heals even what we once thought was incurable. And if this story touched your heart, share it with someone who needs to hear it. Because love is the only sound that, the more we spread it, the louder it goes inside us. And remember, as long as there is sound, there is still a chance. There is still life.